Leviathan is coming! The door in the deep is splitting wide. Under the black water, something breathes tonight. Scales on the slab, slow as a prayer. It dragged through the dark with the chain on its stare. Leviathan is coming! Leviathan is coming! Out of the lair and into the light. Leviathan is coming! Lorain, you better hold tight, hold tight, hold tight.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome to The Lair, your official podcast for Lorain County Leviathan FC, part of the Land Multimedia Group. I'm Ethan Greenberg. Alongside of me is my co-host, Drew Hagenbaugh, and our special guest tonight, Ahmad Hijaz from Leviathan. We call him Muda. Muda, welcome to the show. Thank you very much for being with us here this evening. How are you, sir?
Yeah, thanks for inviting me, man. I'm feeling good. I'm excited.
Yeah, thank you very much. Thank you very much for being with us. Drew, how are you this evening, sir?
I'm doing good, man. Got the Germany win today, so happy about that. And then we get to talk to Muda, so I'm happy about this as well. Can't wait.
Always an excellent day, Muda. You said you've been watching a lot of the World Cup. You've been enjoying that, I'm sure. Any surprises to you in the first few days of the competition?
Surprises? Not really, but I don't know how to explain it, but it's like I knew how it was gonna go, and it's going how I thought it was gonna go. You know, Netherlands, Morocco, those are my two teams, and Spain. So I haven't watched Spain play yet, but I'm excited to. And Netherlands and Morocco they've done amazing. So let's see how it goes. I'm excited to watch them play.
Yeah, no surprises from Australia last night beating Turkey.
I didn't watch that game because we had the game last night.
Yeah, you had the match, yeah.
But also Brazil and Morocco. I didn't watch that game. I watched the highlights, but that was one of those games I wish I could have watched. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's been fantastic, and really enjoying it. And this is great to be able to continue to talk about soccer, football, and whatever terms it's used around the world. Here's our guy, Mike Pellegrini. He is all the way over in the UK, so it is midnight there, and you'd be happy to know, Muda, this guy, he's part of the Going Nuclear podcast with myself and Drew. He watches all of the matches from all the sports in Cleveland. He's up all hours of the night. What was it, Drew, as the Australia game was coming on against Turkey, he was busy eating his breakfast.
Yeah, it was about like 5:30 in the morning, and it was midnight here.
What a guy. What a guy.
He's the best. We love this guy, and he does, he's getting ready for the next match, but he thought he'd pop in, so we appreciate that.
Yeah.
No, it's absolutely amazing. So we were talking a little bit before the program started, Muda, and you are originally from, you grew up in Florida. Is it Valrico?
Yeah, Valrico, Florida. It's right outside of Tampa, not too far.
Okay, outside of Tampa. Now, did you grow up there your entire life, or how long were you there?
Yeah, basically my whole life. I was in Palestine for a little bit, but
okay.
But I was born and raised in Valrico, Florida.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Well, that's those are two vastly different areas, vastly different climates too.
Oh yeah.
Now, are you? Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
My dad had really good success growing up, so we stayed in Florida. It was a better option, safer, so we stayed down there, and it helped a lot with my soccer career as well.
Really, that's very interesting. So it helped in your soccer career. Can you expound upon that a little bit?
Yeah. So I mean, getting recruited in America is definitely way easier than getting recruited in Palestine. It's it's not as serious out there. It's serious, but with everything that's going on, there's always problems. It's a lot harder for the kids to just enjoy it and play, you know.
Yeah, yeah, it definitely is. Not doesn't look like it's easy over there. There's a lot of turmoil, a lot of stuff going on there. Certainly bigger. It makes you put things in perspective, right?
Yeah, for sure. Makes
So
you makes you appreciate what you have.
Mm-hmm.
absolutely, absolutely. And so now this is kind of a sidebar question here. I like to go off the beaten path, but now in Tampa, have you become a Baker bro? Are you a big Buccaneers
A what?
fan? A
Of
Baker
course.
bro?
That's Champa Bay. You ever heard of that? What we are, man.
Is
We're
it
the best out there.
is it Champa Bay or Tampa Bay?
I mean, he contributed, but it's Champa Bay because we got the Lightning out there, we got the Rowdies, we got every sports out there. We're all champions. It's a city of success, man.
Definitely. It's amazing. And the NHL, the fact that the Lightning and then the Panthers are winning the Stanley Cup. And now it appears, I mean, we'll see what happens here. I mean, tonight, game 6, see if the Hurricanes can close out the series or if it's going to go to a game 7. It just, you think about it and you think of the fact that Canada, where hockey is the main sport, they haven't won a Stanley Cup since the Canadiens did it in 92, 93. Isn't that absurd?
Yeah, that's insane for me, especially like you look at a team in Florida where we get no ice all year round. And then you look at Canada and they play all year round, you know? So how are you guys underperforming against our boys? You know?
Well, I found it funny. I was talking.
I love the success out there. There's always something going on in Tampa because of it.
Yeah, it was funny because I was joking around with my girlfriend. She's a Carolina Hurricanes fan. And we were joking. It's like, you do realize like the last few winners of the Stanley Cup have been from warm weather climates like Florida. Now you have Vegas and Carolina, and these places have no ice or whatsoever. I haven't seen ice in a long time, and yet they're in the Stanley Cup every year.
We just breed athletes out there, man.
You do. You guys really do.
Yeah, absolutely.
Very true.
Absolutely. So I know I did a little research here. I understand that your favorite soccer club, your favorite football club is Liverpool.
Liverpool, that's my team. We've had a rough year this year, but
you didn't have a rough year.
You know, we did.
We did.
We're Spurs fans.
Oh no,
we're Spurs fans.
Oh no, it's tragic, man. I'm sorry, but we're used to success. You guys are used to that failure, you know.
oh
we're
man,
used to success. That's why I'm saying we're having a bad year, but.
Well, I mean, the only good thing Arsenal did all year was beating West Ham. You know, ridiculous with the VAR. Where you won't even get into VAR Arsenal here. But we'll Mike said, I used to like you because he's a Tottenham, and he's
a Spurs fan too.
Yeah, it's Muda. It's a weird thing. The three of us, Mike, Drew, and I, never had met before, other than the Cleveland sports connection and so on and so forth. And Tottenham. My dad's from England. Mike is from England and is a Spurs fan. And Drew, you've explained, how you found the Premier League, and you're in, obviously you play soccer and you became a Spurs fan as well. So it's like unlikely connection between the three of us, but it's a good thing for sure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm Liverpool. My dad has been a Liverpool fan. Liverpool and Barca, those have been his two teams growing up. So you always look up to your dad, and I've just grown up watching them. And then Mo Salah came along, and it sealed the deal.
That's awesome. That is awesome. I know I torture my son is about to be 16, and I've unfortunately turned him into a Cleveland sports fan because that's where I grew up. So tragically, we go through a lot of heartache. Go through a lot of heartache.
Does he play any sports?
No, he doesn't. He tried a a little bit of soccer, and he wasn't a fan, and not exactly. He tried a little basketball, but genetics did not work in his favor.
You don't
He's
gotta
just going
tell
to be
me,
this.
man. My hairline is going back a couple inches.
No, no, save it. Oh
Genetics
wait,
kill me,
oh wait. So Mike says so. Messi is the GOAT, right?
that we can agree upon. I agree with that. I'll stand behind him on that. But that Spurs stuff, keep that away from me.
Well, you don't have to worry about us too much. We're chilling at the bottom for a while.
Yep, exactly. So, but you also, I noticed, I know in your video, you did a social media video for Leviathan talking about Liverpool and what your favorite player growing up, Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah.
So,
Not growing up as you
or
now.
Now I think of it.
Growing
So,
up, I would say Neymar was my favorite player.
oh, that's another great one. That is another great one. And we are again just kind of talking about your background here. Being from Florida, you went up to Franklin Pierce University, and that's in New Hampshire, correct?
Yep, New Hampshire.
That's a long way from Florida. And then yeah, and that's in Division II, the Northeast 10, and then you finished your collegiate career at Salem University, also Division II, Mountain East Conference. That's in Salem, West Virginia. How on earth did you end up so far north?
Well, so what had happened was I knew that I was always not gonna stay in Florida for soccer. Like I knew eventually it was gonna take me out and I was gonna go somewhere else. So I was prepared for that already. But New Hampshire, it was just at the time it was the best team that I seen that I can go to and learn the most from. And it ended up being the best option for me. We won 2 national championships there for the NCAA. And it was just all around great experience. I loved it there. My time there was awesome. I learned from guys a lot older than me. So the experience came in a lot faster than it would at a team that would have been not as good. But like my time at Franklin Pierce, I didn't play too much. I was playing my freshman year, I got hurt, didn't play, and then my sophomore year, I got in at like 8 games, the last 15, 20 minutes of each game. But I understood it, when there's somebody else that's better than you, all you can do is just try and get better. And my time ended at Franklin Pierce. It was time for me to move on. I learned all that I could, and I went to West Virginia. I knew that I wanted to go to a team where I was going to contribute a lot, get a lot of minutes. And the coach just helped me out tremendously. He talked to me about everything. We had a very good connection. I loved it there. And I knew, because I was there for 2 years, I knew after my first year that I wasn't going back anywhere. I had a couple teams in Florida that, like my teammates that I would play with when I was back home for the summer, they'd be like, hey, you're a good player. You should come try and play in Florida. It's closer to home. You'll like it more here. But I knew that I was going to stay. So,
and even going from a place in New Hampshire to West Virginia, those are 2 vastly different places as well.
Oh yeah, but in the big picture, it's really not, man. Like the weather, the same. It was freezing in both places. People were a little bit more different. West Virginia is very country. New Hampshire was it was more like a for older people. They would live out there, they'd retire out there. It was very nice. A lot of lakes, a lot of lake houses. It was nice out there. But West Virginia was definitely a lot countryer. But I'm from Florida, man. I live in Tampa is very similar. So it was like being home a little bit.
Okay. So you say Tampa is kind of like the West Virginia or New Hampshire? You're saying
like West Virginia, not
like
West Virginia. Okay, Tampa, like Valrico, the area that I grew up in, is very rural. There's a lot of strawberry fields and cow farms, and there was a lot of stuff out there. A lot of country people. My school, they would call us Durant. We were the country people out of all the district. So we would go up dressed in the overalls, little farmers.
Nice.
I forget what they're called. The little
Like
trident thing.
the pitchforks.
The pitchforks. Yeah. The football games and those. So it was
Dude, that's
very
awesome.
same as West Virginia, man. We would go to those games in Morgantown for WVU. People dress up the same way. So
oh my gosh, that's crazy.
Yeah.
That is just crazy. Are there any moments in your collegiate career that obviously you said you winning a couple national championships, but were there any particular games or moments that really were the highlight? Would you call like the highlight of your collegiate or playing career, maybe up to now?
Yeah, I mean, definitely one that sticks out to me is the University of Maine Fort Kent. We played them for the USCAA national finals my senior year.
Okay.
And I scored a penalty in the last 10 minutes to put us up 4-3. Definitely, it was the most exciting goal I've ever scored in my career. It was awesome. My family was out there watching the finals. Got to celebrate with my little brother, who I didn't see for 5-6 months. It was definitely awesome. I loved it. That game was. I'll always remember it.
Do you have a specific PK style or routine? We were talking to Dakota Yankee on our last show about what his routine is or what he goes through when he approaches a PK. How do you approach it?
So if I know that I'm gonna take the penalty, I let somebody else take the ball, because the other team is gonna come and start chatting in my ear saying, "Oh, you're gonna miss, you suck, this and that." I'll let them take all the heat, and a defender whose penalty hit the target. That's fun.
We're still waiting for Gabrielle's ball to land somewhere.
Huh?
What is it? We're waiting for Gabrielle's ball to land somewhere.
Oh, you're talking about the penalty?
Yeah, the Arsenal penalty against PSG.
That was bad. That was bad.
well,
it was horrible. I don't know what he was doing on that.
When
you could
I
tell
played,
he was going to miss it from his walk-up.
Oh, yeah. But it was funny because when I played in college, my coach was like, all right, we're going to work on some of this stuff. And he goes, no defenders are taking penalties, by the way. Because he goes, I want the penalties to go in. We're not having no defenders take it.
Usually it's the defenders that hit them really good.
Oh,
that's why I was on them. A lot of teams that I play for, they put the center backs as
our center backs could not hit the target to save their life.
Yeah. I mean, it really depends on the team, I guess.
It depends on the team or
the player.
Themselves. Yeah.
Coaches have like superstitions that. I remember one of my coaches was like, if you draw the penalty, like if they call it on you, somebody else is taking it. There's no way you're hitting it because all that emotion going through your head, you getting fouled. He doesn't want people to take it, so he wants somebody else to. And so every coach is different. It really just depends on the coach.
Man, what a moment of glory there! My moment of glory got stolen when I was playing, soccer as like a 6th grader. I got tripped. I was about to get a PK, and I mean, I wasn't the best player on the team. The kid who was the best player, like, kind of, I'll take this. I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. That's all right. I enjoyed playing in goal. It was fun to dive in the mud. I wasn't the greatest goalkeeper, but that's all right. We had a good time. That's all that matters, right?
I tell people all the time that if I could go back with my memory, like go back into time, I would be a goalkeeper for sure. For sure. It's one of the best positions, training and the I don't know. I went to Brazil for 2 weeks. I trained with Cruzeiro, their under 12 team, their academy, and just their goalie sessions were insane. And the guys that I was friends with are all now professional players. One plays for Americas, one plays for Cruzeiro. They're professional goalkeepers now, and it's just those training sessions are so much better. If you really think about it, the game depends on the keeper. They have one job to keep the ball out of the goal, and it's their only job. Like, as a defender, I need to make passes, I need to defend, I need to do this, headers. I have one job as a keeper. If I do it right, I'm the man of the match, you know? So that's why I wish I was a keeper.
I think the best piece of advice I've ever gotten was, the other team has to go through 10 of you to get to the goalkeeper. And if you let them score, that means you, as a team, you failed the goalkeeper, because the goalkeeper should not face any pressure. So it's your job. It's basically our job, because I played as a winger. It's our job to protect the goalkeeper. And if you fail at that, it's not the keeper's fault. It's the entire team's fault.
For sure. He's just the last line of defense.
Exactly.
His job is to just do that. Everybody else is to keep him from doing his job. So if he has to do his job, it's because he's cleaning up off of somebody else's mistake.
I don't think I've ever blamed a goalkeeper in my life, like ever.
Except
There's some mistakes for sure that keepers have made.
Sure, I've definitely seen some keepers.
Oh yeah, like holding onto the ball for too long and stuff like that. Yeah, there's definitely some stuff I've seen, but there's times where it's like, listen, it's my fault. Like, I played you a hospital pass, and that was horrible.
That is just brutal.
Yeah. Goalies aren't the best on their feet, so
yeah,
they're really all on their hands.
It was my first college game, and my legs were shaky, and so I was like, "Ooh!" And I played a lazy pass back, and it didn't go so well.
Way to go, Drew! Way to go! You know what? When
the nerves will get to you.
The nerves got to me. I didn't expect to start.
my debut game, it was the same way. My legs were shaking, head was spinning. I got super tired. Like, I did a little jog, and I was gasping for air.
Same.
The nerves will hit you, man. The nerves will hit you for sure. But you learn to get through the adversity once you play more. Just take some more experience.
Absolutely.
Wise words there. And I just want to also, take a moment here to mention before we transition into our next topic. I want to thank Dick's House of Sport. Be sure to check out Dick's House of Sport in Strongsville for all your sporting good needs, apparel and otherwise. They've got so much going on out there. Dick's House of Sport in Strongsville, proud sponsor of the Land Multimedia Group and the podcast. And again, go check out Dick's House of Sport in Strongsville. As I like to say, it's not just a store, it's a destination. Yesterday evening, Leviathan with a big 4-1 win over Akron City FC. Leviathan continues its winning streak, now 4 consecutive wins. Currently, according to the standings on the USL2 site, Leviathan sits second at 2.17 points per match, 13 points. Steel City sits atop with 14 points at 4-0-2. Leviathan 4-1-1. FC Buffalo has played one more match. They're at 4-1-2. So right now, Leviathan sitting in second. And I thought I'd just ask, and I'll let Drew, because he was at the game. We watched it, and I watched it with him, went over it, but let him kind of ask some specific game questions. But how have you enjoyed your time playing at Leviathan thus far? The atmosphere, the team, etc.
Yeah, I love playing for Leviathan. I didn't think it was gonna be such a success as I thought it was gonna be. You know, being a new USL2 team, it's not easy to just jump straight into it, you know. But we did, and we're at a very, very high point right now. So if we keep going, we definitely can make a run into playoffs. And the fans are incredible. I love the fans out here. I've never had a fan base as good as Lorain County. It's awesome. Our Barstool page is they're good guys, and they definitely help us get the win for sure. It's hard to disappoint them, you know.
That is absolutely amazing. I am hoping that in a couple of weeks I will be visiting Ohio, and hopefully we'll get down with Drew to catch your return match at Akron. And definitely would love to be able to catch that when I am in town. So, Drew, I will let you I'll turn the focus or shift over to you, let you kind of ask the questions here about the game and the specifics of that.
You know, with this being the first game of a rivalry or beginning of a rivalry, you know, how intense was last night? Because it seemed pretty fast paced. It seemed pretty intense from the jump. can you just describe like what the emotions were of the team and how things went?
Well, I mean, the rivalry, it's gonna come with every team that we play. We
Mhm.
know that it's gonna be a battle. Every USL 2 team is gonna have players that top Division 1 teams, and every team is gonna perform. So if we give them a chance, that game could have easily been 1-4 if we let it be, you know. And going into the game, I think we went in knowing that Akron was going to be a good team, but we're still going to play the way that we have been playing, and that's what we did, and that's why we got the 4-1 win. I think Blake does a good job on telling us how the other team is going to play, and we're able to exploit it in the beginning of every game.
Yeah, and speaking of, it could be reversed. Going towards kind of like the end of the match, me and Ethan were taking a look back at it, and I know it's a big controversial thing that happened yesterday, but the goal that Akron scored towards the very end, can you tell us exactly what happened? Because I was kind of on the other side of the pitch by Akron's goalkeeper. Can you explain like what happened, the offside call? Because it was a jumbled mess down there, and it seemed like there was a lot of confusion going on in that game right there.
You're talking about the second goal that they scored?
The disallowed goal that they had at the in the 90th minute, yeah.
So I've looked at that goal back because I was the first one that put my hand up calling for the offsides. But that's just the instinct, I didn't really think.
Yeah, for sure.
Trying to get the call waved off, the goal waved off. And it did, it worked. When I looked at it back, I was right. The guy was in front. So in the game, if somebody takes a shot and it hits the crossbar, a deflection off the crossbar still counts as a pass. So if those guys are offside, they're still offside even though it hit the crossbar. Like if you're taking a penalty and you hit the crossbar and it comes back to you and you shoot it again, you're offside. And that's not because I don't know why they do it like that. It's just how it is. But it did. It hit the crossbar, and that guy was offside. So it worked out good. I think for them, obviously, they're gonna fight it because it's in the last dying minutes of the game. Not the dying minutes, but it was in a good point for them to.
It was in the 92nd minute. It was in the 92nd minute when that occurred.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that definitely could have brought them back, and it killed them. We ended up scoring 2 right after that, like directly off of that. So that definitely wouldn't have happened if they didn't disallow the goal. But we definitely got some luck there on our side. I've seen it multiple times where ref just won't call it. They don't see it in time and they don't call it. But thankfully, the refs yesterday were good. So.
Yeah, I think Corbin, one of the guys taking photos, he actually had a photo of the exact moment. I think he was trying to show it to the Akron coaches what happened. But as Alex Riley said in the comments, it went from 2-2 to being 4-1 because right after that incident, you guys went down and scored 2 very, very quick goals. I mean, I barely looked down on my phone for a second, and you guys went back to back. So again, describing how that like helped you guys towards the end too. You get the disallowed goal and then you just come straight down and countered, and you get 2 straight from the jump because I thought Dakota was just going to take it to the corner and just sit it there, and he found some space and made it 3-1.
Yeah. So I think you're completely right that it definitely switched us from 2-2 to 4-1 because that whole last 20 minutes of the game, they were just coming at us, and all we could do was defend because they didn't care if they lost. They're already losing. They're trying to go with everything to get that second goal, and as soon as they didn't get it, it killed them. And they have 2 minutes left to get a goal, and on a team that's defending everything with every single player back. It's hard. It's difficult. So I think it killed their confidence, and it helped us get those 2 because they were just relying on staying up and playing on the counter. But we have guys up top that'll punish them if they want to do that. So
what's the battle like between do you get the battle with Dakota in practice? What's it like internally during the week and not just on game day? Dakota's
definitely a character. He's one of the guys that he's bringing energy to everything. Just the other day, he was arguing about a pass count, which is like a pass count, up to 15 passes is not that big of a deal. And they're, Dakotas were trying to strangle some guy over it. But that's just his competitiveness, and you need that to be at such a high level that we are, and that's why we're winning so many games.
That's absolutely amazing. I mean, when you're playing versus watching, like we talked a little earlier, talking about watching the World Cup and even watching the Premier League and so on and so forth. Are there times where you almost are feel like you're in the game? You're watching it, you're going, oh my gosh, what are you doing? What are you doing?
All the time. Get back there. When Liverpool's playing, I'm one of them, I'm on the field with them, supporting them. But yeah, it's definitely, when you're watching, it's not the same as playing. Obviously, you're watching a game, you always want to play. But you still get that same passion watching your teams play, for sure.
Now, when you watch a game, say like you watched the Netherlands game earlier today, do you sit there at times and just kind of like tactically break things down a little bit in your mind? Like, he could have gone here, or he could have switched it down this way. He could have played it down the flanks. Do you just think that in your mind sometimes?
The best advice I've ever gotten growing up was one of my coaches asked me if I watch soccer games. And I was like, yeah, I watch them. He's like, yeah, but you don't analyze them. That's why you're not at that level yet. So when I'm watching games, sometimes I watch them purely out of love for the sport, and sometimes I'm watching it because I want to see what Virgil van Dijk does that I don't, so that I can start doing it to reach that next step of my career.
Yeah, you know what my dad used to do with me is back during I think it was the 2006 World Cup. My job was like 10, 11 years old, and my dad would VHS tape the games, and he would rewind the games to the start, and he'll ask me questions during the match to test me and see what I knew. And he'd be like, okay, he'll pause it here and be like, hey, what should this guy do here? What should this guy do here? And I would try to, like, with my broken 11-year-old brain, would try to break things down and try to, but yeah, he taught me that at a very early age too, is like, hey, when you watch, actually like watch and think about things and like actually like focus on certain aspects. So even though I'm not playing anymore, I just play in adult men's leagues now. I'll still sit here and tactically break things down just for no reason, even though it doesn't apply to me anymore. But
your dad doing that to you builds your intellect for the game, builds your IQ for the game so much that you're lucky that he did, because a lot of parents wouldn't,
Well, I think it's because we were such at a disadvantage because we grew up in a very inner city like neighborhood, and we didn't have a whole lot, so I didn't get to play for any of these big time. Like I tried out for a club team that travels all the time and stuff, and I made the roster, but it was like $4,000 or something to play for. And my dad's like, we barely even have hundreds of dollars to even play for this team. So that's why he did that stuff to me so early, was because he wanted me to get that IQ and learn things on the fly and be able to compete with guys at a higher level than where I was. And so, I would always play guys above my age group, like well above my age groups. And because of that, I feel like I became a better player because of it.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, that's the problem right now, is there's so much talent in the US, but it
goes unnoticed
to get them noticed.
Yeah.
But nowadays it's starting to get better. Like I know
sure.
If you go to one of those MLS academies, they will give you like a scholarship to play for that team.
Yeah.
The club that I used to play for, Chargers, in Clearwater, Florida, they were an academy. They would help out families that needed money to pay for all the expenses. But it was always it's getting better slowly.
Yeah.
Slowly but surely. I think this is a recurring theme and discussion we have had with so many people who have come on this program. We talk about the Cleveland Crunch indoor soccer. We've talked to people who play for the Crunch and have been involved in soccer there, for so much of their lives, and really focusing on how things are here in the United States and soccer here versus abroad. and how to get the best out of these players. I mean, watching this World Cup and seeing what the U.S. men's national team did to Paraguay, and granted, hey, you take it for what it is. You don't ever look a gift, not a gift horse in the mouth, but it was a great win. You don't take anything away from them. And it's nice, as I've kind of reflected, it's nice to see them play and look like they belong on the same stage as anybody else in this competition. And I mean, you're going to see this, or you probably have been around this in Northeast Ohio, in Cleveland. They are going to be getting an MLS Next team. They are getting a women's professional team in the WPSL Pro, or MLS Next Pro, WPSL. They're going to be getting, soccer teams in Cleveland, in downtown. They're building a stadium in downtown Cleveland. So things are really blossoming and growing. And hopefully the sport continues to build, because believe it or not, for some people, football is not the biggest sport in the world. Europe, American football, that is. Football is the biggest sport in the world.
Yeah. And it's growing. You definitely see it with our team, especially. You see how many people come out to our games every single game. It's been 5 games now, home games, and we've had this many fans, or 4 home games now. We've had over 1,500 for each game, it's awesome to see.
It is. It is fantastic, and I mean, we'll say that obviously you have some great support there at Leviathan and everything they have built up. I don't want to keep, hold you up here too long. I know there's more World Cup soccer on, so
you're holding me from the Ecuador game.
Yes, I know. I know. Well, Muda, I just wanted to again thank you so much for being on with us. This is an absolute pleasure. Just as we've told the others, but you more so. You've got to know it's an open door policy. Even though you root for Liverpool, it's okay. No, absolutely. This has been absolutely fantastic. You are always welcome. We really appreciate you being taking the time to be on with us and share your stories and share your knowledge. It's good for the fans to get to really know who the players are, and they can follow you guys as you go along. And if you have the opportunities to move up in levels, and Drew, you talked about the player from Akron City FC. What was his name that plays in the MLS now? Oh,
Sam Sarver plays for FC Dallas now.
So he started at Akron City, or was it Akron City, and moved his way up. So the opportunities are there, and we'd love to be following you guys along your career path and see where your trajectory leads you.
Yeah. Thanks, man. The pleasure's all mine. Really, I really appreciate you guys bringing me on here. It was awesome.
Yeah, this is fantastic. So also want to make sure I want to thank Mike Wilkes. He's the man behind the scene, our producer. He's there doing the camera work along with Dave Chopsinski, and appreciate Mike arranging to have you on. Next up, folks, for Leviathan on this coming Wednesday, June 17th, 7 p.m., you will be at Pittsburgh to take on Pittsburgh Riverhounds SC2. Just a week ago at home, defeated Pittsburgh Riverhounds 3-2. So I'm sure that they will be looking to exact a little bit of revenge there, and that ought to be a good return matchup.
Yep, it's gonna be awesome. It's gonna be a good game.
Well, we will definitely be watching for that and rooting you all on.
Yes.
So that is going to do it here for us tonight. Oh, look at that. There we go. Won the MLS Next Pro MVP last season. Thank you. Thank you for bringing that up, Alex. Appreciate that. So, yes, once again, want to thank our esteemed guest, Muda Ahmad Hijaz. Thank you very much for being here with us. Want to thank Drew Hagenbaugh and thank our man behind the scenes, Mike Wilkes. And for all of them, I'm Ethan Greenberg, and you've been tuned in to The Lair, part of the Land Multimedia Group.